Putin bad news since Prigozhin's passing, many questions and one assumption have arisen. On Thursday, details surrounding the death of Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin were still sketchy, but most analysts agreed that Putin exacted revenge for Prigozhin's brief rebellion in June. Officials in Russia have confirmed that the leader of a mercenary group responsible for a failed June coup against Russia's military leadership was among the passengers on a plane that went down on Wednesday. The Western think tank's assessment that Prigozhin is on borrowed time after his failed march on Moscow 2 months ago was echoed on Russian social media by accounts affiliated with the opposition or Wagner itself. According to Tatiana Stanovaya, founder of the R-Politik consultancy, no matter the cause of the plane crash, everyone will see this as an act of retaliation and retribution, and the Kremlin won't do much to counter this view. Russian authorities have offered no explanation for the crash, leading to a plethora of theories and speculations. What caused the plane to go down? Less than 24 hours after the crash, investigators from Russia's powerful investigative committee, which looks into major crimes, arrived at the scene. Despite silence from the Kremlin and the Defense Ministry, an investigation has been launched into allegations of a violation of aviation safety regulations. Since Prigozhin's last audio message was released on June 26, Wagner's official accounts have been inaccessible. However, sources close to the group have claimed, without proof, that an S-300 surface-to-air missile system was responsible for the crash. The Gray_Zone Telegram account described characteristic air defense white trails in the sky on an amateur video purportedly of the crash, but AFP was unable to verify this. The theory quickly spread after the crash became public knowledge. There are also unconfirmed images of what appears to be the Embraer 135 carrying Prigozhin descending in a death spiral. RT's now former head Margarita Simonian appeared to publicly support the assassination theory when she rejected the idea that Prigozhin had staged his own death. She concluded, "Personally, I lean towards the most obvious explanation." Extra casualties. 10 people were on board the plane that went down in the Tver region northwest of Moscow, according to the official manifest. According to Russia's emergency ministry, everyone on board was killed. Dossier, the website of exiled businessman and opposition figure Mikhail Khodorkovsky, published brief biographies of a number of notable people. Prigozhin's right-hand man, the stocky, bald Dmitry Utkin, was rumored to harbor neo-Nazi views. Utkin was in charge of command and combat training, according to the dossier, and he signed orders with Sieg, the German word for victory, used in the Nazi Sieg Heil greeting. Heil Petrovich, dossier noted, was Prigozhin's personal pronoun. Another passenger, Valery Chekalov, worked for Prigozhin's Concorde company as a director since the turn of the century. Dossier claims he oversaw all of Wagner's civilian projects overseas, including geological prospecting, oil production, and agriculture, as well as the logistics of the mercenary firm. This is the underlying assumption. Those who attribute Prigozhin's death to the Kremlin have pointed to Putin's rage at Wagner's mutiny, his history of eliminating opponents, and the tightening of his regime's control since its invasion of Ukraine. His mutiny would have resulted in a trial in a normal state, but Russia is not normal. Khodorkovsky wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, that, "Whatever we may think of Prigozhin, it is unconscionable to kill someone without a trial, especially when he was not in hiding." But in Putin's criminal underworld, that's the only way things get done. What could he have said in court, after all? Khodorkovsky continued. To paraphrase Samuel Ramani of the British think tank RUSI, Putin has a habit of belated revenge, referring to the assassinations of journalists Alexander Litvinenko and Anna Politkovskaya in 2006 for their coverage of and criticism of the Chechen War in the early 2000s. Prigozhin's death happened much faster than usual, he continued. Michael McFaul, a former U.S. ambassador to Russia, was among those who posed further inquiries. Putin's execution of Prigozhin seemed particularly gruesome. To what end did he permit Prigozhin to meet with African leaders at his summit in St. Petersburg? July of last year, he posted on X. And why are Wagner supporters allowed to pop off about revenge on social media now? He wondered.